We're
We
live.
are
Oh my god, we're live. We're
already.
live. Uh,
So,
we don't have to be. I mean, we can be not live if you want.
no. Let's start a party, man. Let's go. As we head into the Kendi and the map starts loading up here, Bigfoot, in the third game already, and the action heating up.
Yeah, wicked stuff, man. That was good timing. That as soon as you come in on the phone call, as soon as the map starts loading, and we are visiting Santa's bloodbath right now in Vikendi.
Definitely looking at the Kendi now. This map there is also playful, but the Kendi, one of these maps that is really interesting on where the plane goes is where the kind of players decide to go more than so than what you would usually see on other maps like Miramar, like Sandhawk, like Erangel. The Kendi also a map that is like Sandhawk, full of trees and bushes and areas which you can hide in and try to snipe down the enemy teams.
Yeah, we'll see where people go with this one. Probably see a Villa bloodbath, like I was saying the other day. I'm not sure which scrim it was, but that is a silly place to drop. It's not worth the heat. People landing in that main Villa complex, so much open space, so little cover. Squads get wiped extremely quick. And we're just about to beep into the flight path announcement, and it's looking like a mostly easterly flight path, with it just ending up there on Winery. I will expect a couple of teams to be driving to Dobro, Krichas and Port before they make it back to the zone. The first zone in Vikendi can be extremely unrelenting, and I have seen a first zone with more than 50% water, meaning about 90% of the teams have to rush across the map here.
And looking at the play path here and the map, do expect Cosmodrome, the Cement Factory, Volnova, and even teams waiting to the Winery. You could wait to the Winery, move up through Abbey and Dino Park and into the center of the map if we do see a center phase shift. So as you say, it is going to be the phase shift about where we kind of see these teams play and how these teams are going to play on the Kendi.
Awful lot of teams going over Cosmodrome there, not looking just yet like any of them are stopping. Maybe one of them will want to turn back, as we do see 3 squads heading past that area. Nikes, Exclude and Team Push heading towards Zabavar together right now. 2 members of Exclude pushing off to the side right now. Looks like 1 member of Team Push maybe putting back a little bit early too, and that might just leave Nikes and Exclude to battle it out for Zabavar.
And Tovar as well as Villa. Looks like we could see some early first bloods with G-Space versus 4 head down in Tovar, as well as Villa. We see Unicorns of Love versus Throne.
Yeah, what was I just saying about Villa? It's not worth it. One of these teams is going to go out, or half of both of these teams are going to go out.
Already straight out as well, down to the side of Bounty here, and on Kendo trying out the Throne and making plays in this early game here.
Okay, but it is a slightly more controlled landing with this, now that Unicorns of Love have the main Villa and Throne are stuck in the warehouses. There is a lot of push points up to the main Villa though, and it looks like KZN and the ranks are just not relenting with this. They're trying not to give Unicorns of Love any time to set themselves up comfortably.
And looking here as well, you said the phase shift, and I've just been really excited looking at the map here, because about 50% of the first circle is in the water here, Bigfoot. So we have to see these teams now on the eastern side of the map make the entire run across the map. And so many teams are going to have to immediately move, regardless of whether they have the items they need or not, because as this circle moves in to the very, very far west point of the Kendi here, there's literally only one team really comfortably sitting in this circle, and that is Drove.
Wow, excellent fight here at Villa. I'm really enjoying this, as most of Throne are down. And that looks like it is it, as Unicorns of Love do come out on top and only losing Nuggets. Little Nuggets there is going to be out of this match, but that is a good start for Unicorns of Love with 4 kills. And look at exactly where they are as well. Now the Villa turns out to be a good landing point as they have every other squad having to come through them. The north side is extremely empty. In zone 1, we have 2 teams only. When have you seen a first zone with 2 teams in it in a game like this? I have never seen that, ever.
And this is going to be a very, very exciting game here, Bigfoot. And I'm pretty sure you can hear it in my voice as I'm just so excited to see how these teams perform and how they're going to decide to take movement versus weapons and gear in this game into account, as well as positioning, as we see so many teams outside of this border, as all these key place them at more east of Vikendi, but west, there's not really many places to drop in, and really that is going to hurt these many teams who now have to fight it through this entire mid lane wave of players.
Yeah, I'm going to apologise now that the action in this game is going to be completely impossible to keep up with. See, right now I'm in Tovar, trying to catch some action between Foreheads and G-Space, but already we see on the west of the map more and more frags going down. And as these teams do move in, they're going to be hitting into each other in the most random of locations, and we're going to see full squad wipes from vehicles, and we're not going to be able to keep up with the action. So we will try and do our best to keep an eye on the kill feed, as we do see DM Heave, who is a tried and keen tonight, getting a knock on one of Crozak's, maybe pushing Crozak's onto the back foot, as they really do want to end in the top 3 this game. After having a great finish in the first one, a middle game finish in the last one, they need to make it to the end game, but they are miles away from the zone right now.
And also losing one of their members to Keen as well. Unfortunately, Amateur Rasu here is gone down, and G-Space also a team that are starting to trade with Foreheads here as well.
Yeah, G-Space getting a knock back on Foreheads there.
We will just have to keep an eye on this. But Simon as well on the other side of Crows. He looks like these 4 teams are the ones engaging right now. But even in Mount Kresnik, we see UPS versus Dire Wolves here. Perhaps going to be an engagement here. And Dire Wolves got a really hard challenge right now, as they have to engage up Mount Kresnik to UPS.
Yeah, I hate Mount Kresnik, man. I always avoid it in games unless it's absolutely necessary, or unless I know I'm going to be the first one up there on that high ground. I do remember Pennywise taking me out the other week as I ran past him and I got pinned behind a shed in a duo's scrim, and it is just heinous with that high ground and all of those viewpoints you get off the flat rocks.
Desiree there just taken down before the frag can come in against the side of Team Push there. Wanui is only gone back around behind the side of Desiree, unfortunately losing his member here. It will be him also going down to Team Pushes. They wipe them out. It was going to be really an impossible situation for Direwolves to engage up that sharp hill there against Team Push, and unfortunately another disappointing game from Direwolves here.
And over here in Tovar, we see Omar manage to make it round to the other side of Kateka and Kekush, and they are now not in a comfortable position. They are... G-Space are aware of Kateka's location. Omar has nearly knocked down Kekush there. And we do see Moldy, who went out a little bit, unfortunately, in the last game, getting some knocks already in this match. That is Red Dress and Blanche down from Exclude by the hands of Knights Gaming. Moldy making a push towards Venya. Venya with the 4x.
And looking here at Exclude versus Knights Gaming here, they are just surrounding Piter's Biter, and he manages to somehow stay alive through the smoke, staying away from Blanche and Ilo. He's trying to get that shot onto Ilo there as well, but he has to respect Blanche, who is just below him as well. And Piter's Biter in a really hard place, stuck in a rock, really out of position here against the entire side of Exclude. Red Dress on his left as well. Moldy split away from. They have lost Jackie already to the hands of Exclude.
Yeah, Jackie going down last in the last match out of her squad, or his squad, and in this match going out first. I did love Jackie's spray in the previous match as the zone ate away at the health, just kept on spraying, trying to get a knock before it was too late, but their blue zone won that battle.
Yeah, and looking here at Forehead versus G-Space on Kush here, and he actually manages to take down the knock onto Kraken, and this is going to provide him some space, and he's just trying to immediately remove Kraken. They have actually taken down one, but here comes another G-Space. Kush goes down with a knock-up, but taking return from his teammate here, and this will keep the side of Forehead in the game, and G-Space just can't quite finish him off.
Moldy gets a knock on Blanche. Forehead's getting a knockback on G-Space. Moldy finishes off Blanche, and Peter Svita jumps down with the... And he just gets... Oh my days, what a late rescue from Moldy. Peter Svita knocked with only a bar of health left, and Moldy comes jumping in and finishes off the squad there, securing Nikes Gaming in this game for at least a little bit longer. But now we do see the blue zone coming in.
As you say, that blue zone coming in, but it's so important for Nikes Gaming to get that deletion of Team Exclude. They performed in the top 3, game number 1, game number 2, and for Nikes Gaming, a team that need these points right now to take down one of the top teams tonight from Exclude is vital for this team if they want to move in, and they've gone and done that, and now they can move in to the circle on the northeastern side with no teams ahead of them.
I'm just over here checking out what Keen are up to, still fighting it out with Crossax. They only got 1 kill so far onto Crossax. Simon's managed to get 3 kills. I'm not quite sure which team that was on, but there must have been another squad around this area not too long ago. Currently, there are 4 squads in zone. Five, actually. Rexpect currently fighting it out over there.
Unicorns of Love here as well. He's take your attention down to Likey here. He's trying to fight against us full squad really here of Team Push. He has actually taken down 1 member here. Taking down 2, and Like It versus Law is going to be the final battle. Can Like It pull the 1v3 here? He's trying his best round the windows, round the building against Law, trying to take that high ground, but now the Resurrection's trying to come in, but Like It can't allow these Resurrections come in. He's got 7 seconds before 2 members of Team Push are up.
Wow, so was that Unicorns of Love landing in Villa with So is this a straggler we didn't notice was still alive in that conflict? Because they killed...
Yeah, I mean, Team Push coming down from the mountain there. Now they actually ran into Unicorns of Love in their push into the border here. But Unicorns of Love, unfortunately, can't quite finish them off. And this could be detrimental right now, is unfortunately, Like It is on the roof. We're now 3 members up on Team Push.
Yeah, this is really awkward for Like It now. Could have finished that off with the right amount of aggression, but instead played tentatively, and it backfired. Now it's a 1v2 instead of 1v no one. It was 1v1 with 2 members down. 1 did bleed out, but Bobby got the rev on Law.
And we see so many teams still out the border and in around south of the mine and Cosmodrome. We still see 3 teams out of the border, and importantly, Crossax, a team that have been fairly good so far in the first 2 games, very, very far out from the safe zone right now.
And I like it. Tried that jump shot on Law, but did get taken out. Nikes Gaming driving in from the north in convoy, soon to meet up with Marauders in Critchas probably, or maybe moving all the way down to center zone in Dobro Mesto. No one currently holding down Dobro Mesto, which is an excellent place with awful high ground as teams push in. If there's a west circle, you do want to find that positioning in Dobro and see how you can take advantage of it as the other teams move in.
Team Enigma losing 1 to Next here with Ashley Vanessa going down, but now the frag comes in, has missed against Next. Here comes another from Goga. Can he find that connection?
These players love these rooftops. We do see Harb walking up to the rooftop there. Wes can probably see him with a little bit of a corner snipe. I'm going to see what Wes is looking at right now. And yep, Wes does not get the switch, and Wes is out.
And unfortunately, lose another member, and Team Enigma really struggling here in game number 2 and game number 3 here with only 2 members left. Gogo stuck in the roof of a building here is not where he wants to be. With actually does get knocked down there by Harb, and that will unfortunately be only 1 member alive, with Kennedy able to try to resurrect Gogo. But so far, pinned down by the entire squad next. will be taken out, and that will be and Team Enigma also going down. 11 teams here alive, and we're only 13 minutes in.
We do see Push Bobby hitting dirty there. Looks like Nice Gaming made it past the Marauders and are heading towards Dobro, taking it tentatively, moving in slowly from the north. We do have a few teams really stuck out in the east here. Crozaks need to get moving from the coal mine. Dope, is that Basil, the last remaining member of Dope? It does look like the rest of Basil's squad are out. And Basil is doing his best to get to zone with full health, but the zone is doing that slow chip damage and he should probably make it.
In the zone here as well, Bigfoot, still importantly covering about 50% water right now. And although it's only a phase 2 shift here, we're really looking at the space that these players can play in is more like a phase 4 or a phase 5 shift.
Yeah, and it looks like right now only half the lobby made it to the zone. 8 teams didn't even make it. It could get to 10 if those other 2 make it over here, but we could see 2 teams gone by that, and it could just be half this lobby making it to zone. This is a very, very annoying thing about Vikendi, but if it wasn't like this, it would just be the same as the other maps, and it is good to have that variety in gameplay. Those long pushes, you're talking kilometers from west to east in this zone, do provide for completely different gameplay elements that we might see on other maps and situations.
Yeah, these teams now trying to find a positioning best for them and finding a little bit of space around each other, between each other teams. But here comes Nikes versus Terra in the phase shift right now as Vitamin and Peter's Vita join them.
Yeah, Vitamin just out here doing that scout for the squad. Couple members pulling up. I don't think Terra are shooting at Nikes right now, so I'm going to have a little look at what Terra can see. No, it does look like they're pointing up at Nikes. Yeah, they just weren't pointing at the member I saw. So we have Janata, Spectre, and Icy on these rooftops here, looking up at that hill, trying to catch Nikes on as they make a push towards Terra. If Nikes have a clue what's going on right now, they will not come further down this hill, and they will rotate through to Dobro Mesto or somewhere else more comfortable than an open space with Terra in your face.
They have to move closer towards the ocean here, as though as Marauders now another team are gonna close in on them very, very quickly here, moving in as a 3-man squad right into the side of Nikes Gaming, and that's gonna sandwich them in between 2 teams. So there's not gonna be where at all they want to be.
Yeah, Marauders with the vehicles moving in here, coming in close. Pow Pow up on the top of the high ground, can probably spy Peter Svita's car right now and is shooting down on him, but not quite following the car at the right speed, and those shots are mostly falling short of Peter Svita. And he does get away, but Pow Pow is not going to want to let him get away with that, and he will make a pursuit with the 4X and the G36C, but unfortunately for him, Peter Svita drives off with 3/4 health.
Vitamin still 1 member trapped. He's had to smoke himself in a cloud just to protect himself from Marauders and both Terra coming in against him, and he's only got the buggy there to get himself out. He's trying to make a smoke path here to get to it, but pinned down between 2 teams is gonna be tough.
Yeah, so that smoke meaning that the vehicle is only on about 1/3 or 1/4 health right now, and a few correctly landed bullets will make it explode, and he is pinned by 2 different squads. Vitamin probably going to be a bit of a martyr for Nikes Gaming right now in this situation, already taking damage, and Vitamin is down, and I do not think the rest of Nikes can do anything about this.
Yeah, it gives up there, standing still between Marauders and Terra. It was impossible, really, for him to get out between 2 teams in such an open area, and with also Marauders on the high ground and Terra on the buildings opposite. But we do see even the side of Crozaks now finally moving into the border. They make that move in, as they have chosen to stay inside the blue zone as long as they possibly can to hope that they can get a top place finish in this game. And with still 3 members remaining, they have that opportunity to do so.
Pretty interested that Terra have spent most of their time on this rooftop here, not really moving. The rooftops are often like quite a good short-term location, as in you can get up there and use it to your advantage, but often a third party comes in on that other side, and if you think about the way the rooftop is in a triangle, it's only cover in one exact direction, right? And as soon as you peek over the top, that direction is not covered anymore. But on the entire behind you, like what's 360 take away 90 is 270. There's 270 degrees you can be seen from behind when you're on the rooftop, and it's not a good long-term position. But they've been managing to use it quite well.
Yeah, they have obviously taken that advantage of no team directly behind them, close enough to take them out from the rooftop to pin down the side of Nikes. They did, unfortunately, not get the kill on Vitamin. That did go over to Marauders with now 3 kills in their pockets here in Vikendi, and still the phase shift continues to brutalize these teams with so much in the water.
Bro, we've been doing some damage as teams drive past them, but they're still sitting on 0 kills. I'm going to check the master leaderboard right now and see where people are standing. Nikes on 4 kills. Elevate on 9, but with only 2 members left, so that is a great start for Elevate. And Dean Push on 8.
Terrabo versus Forehead here, and Kush could go down, does lose his life and gets knocked up and taken down, and that will be only 1 remaining member for Forehead here as the Molotov goes out just to restrict anyone coming from behind through that doorway there, and unfortunately stuck away from his team. That was an easy clean there for the side of Terra Esports as they eliminate 1 more kill for themselves.
And that was Peter Svita on the long Overwatch there. Look where he is, and he managed to take out a member of Terra. Beautiful stuff, Peter. I do love your gameplay. Managing to make it away from Terra to a more comfortable position, and whilst they're distracted with a push from Bro Black, taking 1 member out. I think it was Icy.
Exactly here. And as we see 3 members of Crozak still choosing to move around, they have that loot drop there beside them. Nameless will likely take that up. There is 1 more loot drop in between these teams of Bro, Forehead, Dope, and Terra Esports. Has been on the map for a while though, and I doubt many teams or any team will choose to go there, and teams going to be choosing more about positioning. Titus Biter here trying to find the Marauders here through the window. They can't quite find those shots.
Malloy just hanging out, peeking through the window here. I see him put his head a little bit too far into the wall there, and sometimes you can get a headshot from outside the wall with that, but fortunately he did get away with it. So yeah, when your body pokes through the wall, you can be damaged. It's still some weird bugs in this game that can be taken advantage of in a scrim, and with no penalty. It's not against the rules to shoot someone's arm if it's poking out a wall.
I mean, certainly if your arm is popping out that wall and you get shot, certainly in real life you would feel that there, Bigfoot. So I expect you to feel that in the game as well. And looking at this engagement here with Nyx versus Marauders here, but it is Nyx securing that edge of the ocean, building there, and the position advantage against this squad of Marauders.
Yes, well, like I said before, in this west zone where half of it's on water, chances are it's going to close around Dobro, and Dobro is an excellent position for them to be in. You do see Marauders try and take it for themselves, but Nikes...
Here come Bro.
Defending, and Peter's landing a couple shots on Gatroxic there. He's cooking up a grenade. No, he's cancelled the grenade.
Here we go, Bro has moved in, and Gatroxic does manage to survive. That move in the team, and the Marauders team pushed behind them. Terra and Forehead still together, and all of these teams, surely a team fight will come out in an elimination from one of these teams. Going to be very soon. I expect in about the next 2 minutes.
And it was just beautiful there to see as Peter Svita sprayed down on that moving car. The car got just out of sight, but the teamwork as Moldy also sprayed down and managed to finish the job off. And as the members of Alliance came for the revive, Moldy just kept shooting in and gets another knock. And now there is another knock on Alliance, absolutely stranding on this coastline. Nikes Gaming just dealing the damage into them, currently sitting on 8 kills. And if those other 2 Alliance members get finished off, it will be 10.
And Moldy really taking his team here, and Headache could be another kill as well, as Moldy secures that as well, and that will be 8 kills now for Moldy, almost double figures for a single player, which is really unheard of in these games.
I would like to take a moment to shout out a member of my clan, MVP James, who managed to get 17 kills in a 2 scrim matchup last week. He managed to get 12 in one match. It was ridiculous. Big up yourself, MVP James, who is now Penetrate James.
Exactly, and really good from James there to get all those kills. But back into this match in Vikendi here, Bigfoot, we see Krozax now engaging in perhaps trying to find a position here against the side of Nix Gaming.
Peter taking that rooftop risk again, like I said, cover from one direction. Ruda is over there. Has the Alliance squad managed to get those revs in, or is Ruda the last one standing? It does look like Ruda is alive, and I thought there was 3 members knocked, but it turns out the last one was just on very low health now, and Ruda has healed up, trying to get that higher positioning for Alliance.
Alliance there does have 2 more teams though in his way here, as both Dope and Next move closer in. Unfortunately, Dope is sandwiched between 2 teams, could be the next victim in this game. Still 10 teams alive, and a phase 6 border here with about 40% in the ocean on top of that, and this border has taken 0 prisoners in Vikendi so far.
And Gatroxic still quite far away from the squad here. Could do with maybe joining back up. I do see him laying down the smokes, and I also do see the rest of Bro Black laying down the smokes as they try and get up together. Like I was just saying, it is pretty vital to be together at this stage, especially as they're in this central location, which might seem like it's covered, but there are all sorts of corridors of rocks, and anyone could be coming in from any angle.
And we talk about angles here as Harb goes in the water against Ruda, but perhaps almost spotted out here. It doesn't actually manage to secure a little bit of closer positioning round against Ruda, and it could be an engagement here with Ruda as is Harb, but Ruda still staying alive, takes down 2 teams here for himself. Here he gets 2 kills as Hub falls down, and that will be next out of Vikendi as well. And we see as well the action continuing here with Nix Gaming, Krozax and Marauders, 3 teams, even the Bro squad here, Bro Black here as well in the action. Team Push now making an engagement as a 5th team moving into this skirmish here.
Oh, and PSV getting himself catching up with Moldoy there, and Ruda with that SLR again, trying to get those kills in. Peter does get another knock. He's taking damage, but not quite enough to knock him out. And healing up now.
And there is just damage from all fronts from these teams here, but Krozax do manage to find one onto Marauders as they lose 1 member, and Marauders now vulnerable here, and actually going down with only 2 members left, with only 3 kills. They're gonna have to try fend off Krozax here as they make a 3-man rotation round into where they are standing.
Yeah, Marauder's taking it extremely slowly here, just crouched down in this main arena here in Dobodo Mesto. Excellent place to get your first set of loot if you do land here. And we do hear some serious shots popping off, but I don't see any health bars going down just yet. These teams
are... the border here, Janata and Forehead could result in 2 more teams going down as well, Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's looking like a very dangerous blue zone right now. The zone is getting extremely small. Terra, Alliance, and Foreheads all on a solo player, pushing up into this south area onto Bro Black. Peter Svita and Malloy Moldy still standing strong.
It will look like Forehead gonna go down, unfortunately, perhaps to Terra as Terra secures that positioning. But Moldy with the snipe across the map takes down Forehead out of the game, and Moldy now on 9 kills, 1 away from double figures, is securing so much with this high ground advantage.
It's quite calm considering there's 7 teams in such a small zone right now. You'd expect to be having guns popping off left, right and centre, but all these teams taking it extremely slowly. Krozax in that beautiful 3-prong formation. Saituk pushing in on the warehouse where he did know Marauders were located, but Marauders are making their way out with smokes. It is still quiet in this battlefield with only the odd shot here and there. Krozax sitting comfortable on the north side of this zone. Peter Svita and Malloy just a little bit further in, and Ruda out there taking a swim to the end of the pier.
Yeah, Ruda's still alive for his team, and with only 3 members starting on the side of Alliance, they've definitely done well to secure himself at least a top 7 finish right now, but he has to stay stealthy away from the side of Bro and Terra here on the rest on the other side here. And Terra going to be pinned in this building here. I think that Terra may just be the next team to go out with the border now pushing in. He's going to have to make this movement round, but into Bro and also Nikes Gaming and Moldy, who has already taken down Forehead before him. I doubt that he is long for this world.
Yeah, Gennaro just doing that typical scrim trick of trying to heal until another team gets taken out, but as you can hear, there's no gunshots. I think that is quite unlikely. We will be on 6 teams in just a second, which is still an awful amount for such a small zone, and it does look like Koze gets a knock on Bobby from Team Push, and he's given away his location to Crossax. Wow.
I'm trying to keep my eye here on Janata Marauders. Has actually got lost a vehicle here. Janata barely before the border gets taken out, and that is so unfortunate for him. He was running, almost made it in. I don't think any team saw his positioning, but he will fall meters from safety.
Yeah, that was interesting. And Crossax got that exploding vehicle on Marauders there as one of the members tried to push up on his knock of Bobby, but Bobby was saved by Crossax. It is always very interesting to see the teams save each other from tricky situations. And Peter Svita and Malloy are up in this building, waiting for Nameless to try and make a push. They've got the gas can on the stairs. They should have maybe hidden that a little bit better. But you see that, buddy? The gas can trap, a couple shots into those gas cans, and those explode, damaging anyone that tries to push into this area.
Yeah, Simon got knocked up there for Crossax on the roof versus his enemies here, and unfortunately he is split from his team, and that could spell the end. Saituk coming round to try get that resurrection up, but he has to be wary of Team Push and Marauders on against him here and in his way.
Ruda landing a headshot on Malloy with the SLR, but it's only taken him down to a chip of health, and he's going to push through this smoke to one of the last remaining sheds. How many tacticals does he have? It looks like he's just thrown 5 smokes out.
Mackie has secured that knockup onto one of the members. Crossax Saituk did get taken down as he tried to resurrect Simon, and Mackie still alive here in this game. Only 5 teams alive, and still importantly, Piper's Biter and Moldy, especially Moldy, who has been wicked for his team right now.
Yeah, and Vladic managing to get that knock on the last member of Alliance. The playzone has taken Simon out. Bro Black sitting comfortable in the same position they were in before in this little rock corridor with 3 players. Team Push with 2 players about to make a push to zone. Crossax, last remaining player, and Marauder, last remaining player, up in that broken building up there. I could predict a Bro Black advantage for this zone, and we might see them take first place after 2 good games. We did say at the start they want a top 3 finish, and they are on 5 so far, so they are almost there.
And certainly they are almost there, as you say, but we do still have Nikes Gaming and Crossax in their way, as well as Marauders and Team Push. 5 teams left in phase 9 of this game here on Vikendi, and here come Team Push, Bobby and Law making moves perhaps onto the final members of Crossax here and Marauders.
There has been surprisingly few gunshots for the style and size of this zone and the number of teams. Everyone playing very carefully. We do not see it that often that it is so slow and prepared. Everyone just trying to get the right position with that TPP corner view, waiting for the first chip, first pixel of someone, and there we see a pixel of Peter Svita. I think Peter Svita might have been teasing them to get a location, but they are locked behind a wall now and they have to climb over it, and that might be the end of them. The play zone takes Nameless, the play zone takes Bobby, and we are down to 2 teams right now as Nikes start to go out to zone 2, but so does Project. It is actually a heal off between Gatroxic and Malloy. And Malloy took it! Malloy won the heal off! No! No, he didn't! Gatroxic did!
Gatroxic survives. Malloy almost securing that heal off there. The border was brutal throughout this game from the start to the finish as it wiped 5 teams out on that heal off end of the game then. I wanted to see that slow play snipe off at the end of the game, and I certainly got it there for multiple phases of Vikendi there.
Yeah, that was a very interesting game, and PUBG can provide all sorts of different battlefields and all sorts of different situations. You've got to make your own luck out of what PUBG throws at you, and that was a fine example. Looking at the way Nikes managed to get into Dobro Mesto and secure a second place, even though they were remembered down from the start. And Bro Black, perfect movement through that map there, and in that little rock corridor for quite a long time at the end, securing themselves the victory. And so far, it looks to me, just roughly, that they're going to be at least in the top 1 or 2 on this leaderboard. Maybe third, but I think second or first with the amount of points they've managed to get together in these 3 games.
And certainly looking at teams like Bro Black, but also teams like Nix, who have secured 10 kills as well as second place. A shame they couldn't secure that first place. Would have definitely been what they needed to secure perhaps a higher position, even higher than what they are possibly now here, Bigfoot as well. But all to play for thanks to that game on Vikendi. And if anything like that happens on the 4th game, we are in for another treat.
Yes, and I guess, are we back to a wrangle? I'm pretty sure we are back to a wrangle for the 4th game. Let me just double check, because it does change as the week goes on. I'm pretty sure it starts and ends on wrangles nearly every day.
It will be a wrangle, man, as our 4th map. I can confirm that will be a wrangle as the final game. And interestingly enough, it'll be interesting to see how teams fare on this rematch on the first game, and how teams like Unicorns of Love, who have performed slightly more poorly in other games but did secure that chicken dinner on a wrangle in game number 1, as well as how teams like Krozax and Exclude, and even to an extent G-Space and Bro as well. Bro, who secured 5th place on a wrangle in the first game, as well as it looks like they did secure 6, 7, 8 kills as well on a wrangle.
Excellent stuff. So, looks like the next room is being set up. It will be 22:10 Central Eastern Time, so that makes it 22:15 with the delay for yourselves. So we will be taking a 10-minute break, and we will see you back. Thank you for joining us.